You know, Einstein once said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I used to go into January movies thinking maybe it's gonna be good. Now I don't. I stopped doing that because I'm not insane. The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. So Woman in Black 2 is a sequel to Woman in Black. You remember that Daniel Radcliffe movie? He was into Scary Movie and you're like, oh, he's breaking away from the Harry Potter thing. I get it. That was Woman in Black. And it was actually pretty enjoyable. This is the sequel to that, which is less than. I'm gonna start out with the good, and this good surprised me. When you look at the movie as a whole, you're like, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things does not belong. And it's you. The main star in the movie, she was actually quite good. I mean, she's a good actress. We've seen good actresses in shitty movies before, but a lot of the times it translates to them. You're like, yeah, Natalie Portman, I know you're made of better stuff. But this girl was giving it her all, and I was glad to see that. Some of the kid performances too. There's one kid in particular, I was like, you're a creepy kid. So the acting in the movie didn't piss me off. It's just everything else in the movie pissed me off. What irritates me the most about Woman in Black 2 is that the premise is pretty promising. It's like 40 years after the first one. It's during World War II. All these orphans get shoveled into this creepy house. So you're like, all right, the Woman in Black, she's gonna mess with all of them, and all of them are just gonna go out of their minds. You know what you get? Jump scares. A lot of them. Jump scares are the same shit over and over and over again. It's like this creepy setting, and all of a sudden, hey, so how's it going? What pisses me off most about these jump scares is that the moment looks like it's going to be a creepy thing. Like, the example, there's this kid, he's looking at this hole in the ceiling. It's just on this hole in the ceiling, and it's just there. It's on it, and there's no sound, and you're like, something's looking back at him through that hole in the ceiling, and that's creepy. Oh, jump scare! That was ruined! See, if the moment was just him looking at the ceiling, it would have been fine. It would have been a creepy moment that actually would have kind of made my hair stand up in the back of my neck. Nope, they had to ruin it with a jump scare, which ruined the entire scene, and that just pisses me off. Usually jump scares, all that the scene is based around is a jump scare, and it's wasteful enough. When you have an actual good moment that is then wasted by a jump scare, it just killed the entire thing. That's the worst. You look at Woman in Black 1, there's this moment where Daniel Radcliffe's just walking around the house, and it's just an eerie ass scene. It goes on for like 10 minutes. But that scene made the movie for me, because I was like, no jump scares are happening. Everything is just creeping him out. Everything's creeping me out. It's actually a pretty sweet scene. This movie does nothing to honor that scene. This movie goes its own direction. And none of the subtle creepy moments were actually creepy to me because they were projected from a mile away. When you have someone like, my God, it's a mystery. Who is this ghost? And yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. When you have someone over here and this entire area of the frame is open, you're like, all right, let me guess. Something over there is gonna move. One of those shadows is gonna go. It just announces it so loudly. It's like the loudest announcement since the Marvel Phase 3 announcement. It's that loud, and you know it's coming, and it does. So the surprises in the movie are not surprising. The jump scares are just irritating. But this movie does have a couple of moments where you're like, I can see that there's talent somewhere in this movie. There are a couple of shots, a couple of moments that would have been good if the movie didn't just destroy them, which just makes the movie 100 times more frustrating. I will say Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death, you're not gonna remember it in T-minus 1 day. Yep, already forgot. Raise your hand if you're surprised at this shit. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Woman in Black 2, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Don't see it. I don't want you to be able to answer that question. Oh shit, maybe you can answer it. Maybe you saw it because I didn't get my review up until now. I'm sorry. But if you saw it, whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.